So we're going to continue with solving equations, but this time now it's more multiplication. And so it's going to be charts and tables. So we'll just continue on. So Noah and Charter are collecting box tops for their school. They each bring in one box top per day starting at the first day of school. However, Carter had a head start because his aunt sent him 15 box tops before school. Noah's grandma saved 10 box tops and Noah added those to his first day. So it's kind of different because now you have a table and you're going to fill in a table with it. So like on day 1, Noah had 11 and Carter had 16. And so you're not starting at the beginning, you're actually going to have a little bit extra. So it says to fill in the missing tables. So if you go, it's just going to be 12, 13, 14, and 15 here. And then in the other column, it's going to be then 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, because each day he's adding another one. And then it says on D days, how many box tops will he have? Well, that will be D, and it's Carter, so Carter would be D plus 16. And then on day 10, how many will Noah have brought? Oops, sorry, I did that wrong. Yeah, D plus 15. Sorry, let me rewrite this. So let's look and see. I didn't read this. How many box tops will Noah have brought? So Noah is here. So Noah would be D plus 10 because each time you add 10. And then for Carter, it's going to be C. It says to use D again, which is kind of confusing because you're going to get confused on which one it is, but it's D plus 15. And then it says, how many did Noah bring on day 10? So you look for Noah's, and up here is Noah. So you will go 10 plus 10, and that's going to be 20. And then on the other one, it says then on day 10, how many does Carter bring? Well, Carter is right here, so you're going to go 10 plus 15, and that is going to be 25. So on one day, they're bringing 20, and on the other day, they bring 25. Well, one brings 20, one brings 25. Okay. We're going to fill in this chart. It doesn't say that, but that's what we're going to be doing. So each week, the primary school recycles 200 pounds of paper. So the primary on the first week is going to be 200. And then the intermediate says they do 300. So 300 right here. And then it says that the intermediate custodian adds 300 extra pounds to recycling every week. That's a lot of extra pounds. So every week, the primary school recycles 200 pounds of paper each week, and the intermediate also recycles the same amount, but had 300 pounds left over from the summer. So actually, sorry, I wrote this wrong. So we're going to actually start with week 0. On week 0, the primary school has not done anything, and the intermediate school has already done 300 pounds. Okay? And then it says that the intermediate school added this extra 300 pounds to the recycling. And then it says each week they recycle 200. So then it's going to be each week you're going to add 200. So for the primary school then, this one's going to be 200, 400, 600, and 800. And then on the intermediate school side, you're going to have, well, 300 plus 200 is 500, 700, 900, and 1,100. And then it says, how many will they recycle after 10 days? Well, let's figure out what our thing is. So for the primary school, it's just the primary equation is going to be 200 times the week, okay? And for the intermediate, it is going to be a little bit different because it's going to be 300 plus 200 times the week. Okay, so let's see. If you're doing the primary, it'd be 200 times times 10, which is 2,000. And if you're doing the other one, it would be 2,000, or it'd be 200 times 10, which is 200, or 2,000 again, plus that 300, so it's 2,300. And so that is that one. Now the table below may look a little bit confusing because instead of being up and down, it's across, but it's the same thing. And so we're going to fill it in, and the top one's going to be our days because it's collecting fossils. And you have two people. You're going to have DeJoy fossils, and you're going to have Damien fossils. Now we're going to look at it. It says, well, we're going to start with day 0, and then we're just going to go over, and we're going to have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, and day 10. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There's, yeah, 10. Okay, then it says that that J has 25 in her collection to start with. So here she has 25, and Damien has 16. And then it says that they each collect 2 fossils a day. So fill in the table. So 2 fossils a day, 27 and 18. It's not gonna, my chart's not gonna be perfect. I'm sorry about that. And then 29 and 20. And then 31 and 22. And then you just keep going. So I'm gonna pause it and fill it out, and then you can pause and fill it out too. Okay, so now we have our table filled in. So if this pattern of fossils continues, how many fossils does Damien have when DeJoy has F fossils? So you have to figure out an equation for this. So basically it's F minus 9, because each time you're just subtracting 9 from DeJ's. And then if this pattern continues, how many fossils does Damien have when DeJ has 55? So we're gonna go 55 minus 9, which is gonna be 46 fossils. And I'll move it down, so there you have it. There you go. Okay, so now let's go on, and we're gonna have 2 more pages of notes, so hopefully get through these. This is gonna be a longer video. Okay, so when David was 3, when Marika was born, complete the table. So a lot of the rest of them, what I would like you to do is I'm gonna pause it, and you're gonna try it out, and I'm gonna actually just put in the totals. But I'll do this one, and then the rest will be that way. So it says, if you look at this, every year he goes by 1, so 12. Well, if this one's 10 and this one's 12, well, in 12 plus 8 is 20, so at 18 that's 20. Oh wait, at 17 it's 20. I did that wrong. Yes. Oh no, I was right. Well, something is wrong about this chart. 1 second, let me look at this really quick. No, it's right. I was just thinking of it wrong. Okay, so yeah, 10 should be 12. 10 should actually be 13. That's what I did wrong, because you went up by 2 and you're adding 3 each time. So then 17 is 20. 32 plus 3 is 35. So when you do this, it's going to be m plus 3. And then if you do it the other way, it's going to be d minus 3. And so those are your 2 equations. So now I would like you to try to figure these out on your own, and I will pause, add the answers, and then I'll go through it, and then you can check your answers. So pause it yourself, try them, and see if you can do it, and then check your answers. Okay, so for this one, you look at it, and it says there's some important information that Caitlin scored 200 points and Michael 175, and then they each score 50 points each time. For the next few rides they do, and this is their score sheet. And so you can see that each time, if you look at it, the difference between Caitlin's and Michael's is 25. Even though they're increasing by 50 each time, there are 25 in between them. So if you look at it between Caitlin and them, you're just subtracting 25. So if it's at 600, minus 25 is 575, and the equation is C minus 25. And then if you're going the other way, you have Michael, 975 plus 25 to get 1,000, or m plus 25. Okay, so now I'm going to pause it. You try this problem, and then you'll see the answers, and I'll go through it. Okay, so for this one, it says that they have, the important things are there are 15 drummers this year, and there has to be 5 more trumpet players. So how many trumpet players need to be? Well, it's 15 plus 5 is 20. And then your equation is going to be T equals trumpet players equals drummers plus 5, or drummers equals trumpets minus 5. And then if there's 14, you do 14 minus 5, and you get 9, okay? So now we'll go on to the next page, and we'll continue on. So now we have this one. Again, I would like you to try it out on your own, but I'm just going to fill it in and then I will explain it. So now for this one, it says that the farmer's market is selling bags of apple. Every bag, there are 3 apples. So this one's a multiplication one because every bag is 3 apples. So you fill in the chart and it's 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 3 is 6. Your equation's going to be 3b. So now it says if the market has 25 bags of apples to sell, you're just going to go 25 bags times 3 and you're going to get 75 apples. But now if the truck arrives and has some apples, more apples on it and you need to bag them up, what do? Well, you take your number of apples and you divide by 3. So A divided by 3. And then if a truck arrives that had 600 apples, how many bags would you need? So you do 600 divided by 3 and you're going to get 200 bags, okay? Okay, so the next one, again, you can pause and try it on your own and then unpause and see if you can do it. Okay, so this one, this used to happen a lot in way back when I was a kid, that they would give you a deposit back from your cans and bottles. And so when you return it, you get 5 cents back. So if you returned 1, you get 5 cents, 2, 10 cents, and on and on and on. So then your equation is 0.05 times the number of cans, so 0.05C. So use this expression to figure out how much he gets if he returns 222 cans. That's a lot of soda to drink. So 222 times 0.05 and you get $11.10. Now, he needs to earn $4.50. He needs something that's that amount, so he needs to figure out how many cans he needs. So 450 divided by 0.05, and he needs to do 90 cans, okay? Next page, again, I'm going to just write the answers, and so you can try them out, and then I'll just explain them just like I've been doing the rest of the lesson. Okay, so I'm actually going to go through 2 of them, so hopefully you tried these both, and you can go through them. So on the first one, it says that they play 12 songs each hour, that I never stop for commercials or weather. Write an expression, so it's 12 times H. And then how many songs will they play in 24 hours? So 24 times 12 is 288 songs. And then how long will it take to do 60 songs? So 60 divided by 12 is 5 hours. Number 2, a ski lift. A ski area has a high-speed lift that can move 2,400 skiers to the top of the mountain each hour. So it's going to be 2,400 times H. And how many skiers can be moved in 14 hours? Oops, I did this one wrong. It should be 2,400 times 14, and it is 33,600 skiers. And how long will it take to move 3,600 skiers to the top of the mountain? 3,600 divided by 24 is 1.5 hours. Okay, we have one more problem, and then that is it for the day. So let me go and put the answer so you try it out, and then you can pause it and see if you did it right. Okay, this one's a little bit different because you actually have to label it on top. If you didn't do that, you can just put it on the top. But here we have hours and earnings, H and E. So in the first hour, she makes 35, second hour, 70, and on and on and on. So then, if we think about our equation, if you wanted to add the equation, you'd have H here, and you would have 35H here. Okay, and so then for A, it says if you know how many hours, determine how much money she earned, write the corresponding equation. So actually I didn't do A. This one is actually B. This one is C. And this one's D. Sorry, I wrote that wrong. So I put A up there. So A should be 35H. And then B, you use it to figure out how much is 3.5 hours. Just plug it in for H and multiply, and you get 122.50. And then how do you switch it around? So then it would be E divided by, because E is your earnings, divided by 35, and then 52.5 divided by 35, and she needs to work 1.5 hours, okay? And that's it for today. The last page is an enrichment activity. If we have time, we do it in class, or you can do it on your own. It's up to you. And that's it for today. Have a great day. Bye.